Ahkamul lam as-sakina. The lam with sukun. The rules of lam with sukun. We have 5 categories of lam in the Quran, and they are lam al-tarifiyya, the lam in the definite article, the alif and lam. Okay, yes, that alif and lam that we usually see in the Quran. So the lam that seconds the alif in the alif and lam that we usually see. Then the lam in a verb, lamul fi'l, the lam in an order, lamul amr, lamul ism, the lam in a noun, and lamul harf, the lam in a particle. And this is not lamul harf. You know that harf also mean letter. Okay, we mean Arabic particle. This is not letter. All right. So the lam lam التعريف هي لام ساكنة زائرة عن بنية الكلمة مسبوقة بهمزة وصل مفتوحة عند البدء وبعدها اسم. It is an extra lam added to the basic makeup of the word, and this noun is preceded by a hamza to wasl. Hamza to wasl, that is read with a fatha when starting a word. It is read with fatha when starting a word. So don't let us mix it up. Hamza to wasl is read with fatha in a noun. So when it is a verb, it depends on the nature of that word. It may be read with kasra, and sometimes it may be read with dhamma. So, but as far as a noun is concerned, when a noun is beginning with hamzatul wasli, then it should be read with a fatha. And hamzatul wasl is just employed for the purpose of pronunciation, because when we look at the next letter after hamzatul wasl, it is going to be a lam with sukun, and there is no way we can pronounce a sukun at the beginning of a letter, and that is why hamzatul wasl is just employed for the purpose of pronunciation. It is for the purpose of pronunciation, and that is why when it comes in between words, then that alif, that hamzatul wasl is like an alif. It is an alif, just that we don't call it alif. So the name is hamzatul wasl. When it comes in between two words, then the pronunciation of hamzatul wasli then vanishes. It becomes useless. It doesn't serve any purpose again, because we've already been able to pronounce the beginning of a word. So hamzatul wasli, when you see it, it doesn't have fatha. It has a very special symbol that looks like the head of sword. It is not fatha, it is not kasra, it is not dhamma. So that is hamzatul wasli, and we can find it at the beginning of Surah Al-Fatiha, alhamdu. So the lam that we're talking about here, the lam al-tarifiyya, it can be regular or irregular, in the sense that it can be qamariya or shamsiya. Qamariya is where we are going to be pronouncing the lam with sukun, and shamsiya is where we are going to be merging we are going to be laying emphasis. We are going to be pronouncing the lam with shadda, and that is where we have derived the two possible rule of lam at-ta'rif, and the two rules are al-izhar and al-idgham. Izhar, if lam at-ta'rif is followed by any of the 14 letters in the group word ibghi hajjaka wakhfi aqimah, that is, when lam is followed by alif or ba, ghain, ha, jim, kaf, waw, khaf, fa, ain, qaf, ya, mim, and ha, then the lam is going to be exposed clearly. It is going to be pronounced clearly. Example is al-haqqu. Al-haqqu. That is alif followed by, the lam is followed by ha. Sorry, the lam is followed by ha. Then we are going to be pronouncing the lam with sukun. Al-ardu, the lam is followed by alif hamza. The al-kitab, the lam is also followed by kaf, and kaf is also one of the letters grouped in the above expression. And if we are to be asked that what is the rule of lam here, we are going to be saying lam at-ta'rifiyya, and the hukmu is al-idhar. I hope that is clearly. Al-haqqu lam at-ta'rifiyya, hukmuha al-idhar. Al-ardu lam at-ta'rifiyya, al-idhar. So that is it. Very simple. Then al-idgham, when lam at-ta'rif is also followed by any of the remaining 14 letters other than the 14 the first previous letters, then we are going to be doing idgham. We are going to be merging the lam into the next letter, and it is going to be accompanied with a shadda. So this is the lam that is called lam ash-shamsiyya. Lam ash-shamsiyya, and this is also called idgham ash-shamsiyya, like as-salatu, ar-rasulu, al-latifu. So this is lam followed by sod. Sod is not one of the first, of the 14 previous letters in ibghi hajjaka waqfi aqima. So that is why we are going to be merging the lam together with the sod, as-salatu, and the hukmu here is idgham ash-shamsiyya, and the lam here is also called lam ash-shamsiyya, though it is lam at-ta'rifiyya, but we have to subdue it to lam shamsiyya, and the hukmu is idgham ash-shamsiyya. The next four kinds of lamat is lam al-fi'l, lam al-amr, lam al-ism, and lam al-harf. They bear the same rule. They have the same rules. And if non-vowed lam occurs in verbs, nouns, or particles, the general rule is al-idhar. The general rule is idhar. And if lam sakina also occurs at the end of a verb or particle, and then followed by a word starting with either ra or lam, so the rule is idgham. So the four lamat here also have, they also have two possible rules, which is idhar and idgham. We have idhar when the lam occurs in verb, nouns, or particles. That is the general rule. The lam would have idgham when it occurs at the end of verb, which is al-fi'l or harf or particle, and followed by either ra or lam. I hope this is clearly taken. So let us look at the examples for idhar and idgham. For idhar, we have qul halumma. Qul halumma. This is qul is amr, and the lam here is lamul amr. The word is an imperative word. It is a command, and the lam here would be regarded as lamul amr. And as it was clearly said that when lam is followed by, when lam sakina occurs in a verb or noun, this is a verb, it is an imperative verb, then the general rule is idhar, and that is why this would be said to be idhar. This is qul halumma. The hukmu here is, the kind of lam here is lamul am, and hukmuha is al-idhar. Yaltaqituhu. Yaltaqituhu, this is also a verb. the lam there is also bearing sukun, and the rule there is going to be idhar. Lamul fi'l wa hukmuhu al-idhar. وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ, yatawakkal, that is the area of concentration there. It is also a verb. Yatawakkal, the lam, it occurs at the end of a verb, yes, but that is not the situation here. It is insofar that is a verb, insofar it is a verb, then the general rule remains applicable, and it becomes al-ilhar. The second possible rule for lam or for هذه اللامات is idgham, and an example is بَرْ رَفَعَهُ اللَّهُ إِلَيْهِ. بَرْ رَفَعَهُ اللَّهُ إِلَيْهِ. It is said that when lam occurs at the end of either verb or particle, and it is followed by either lam or ra, then the applicable rule is going to be idgham. So bal is a particle, it is an Arabic particle, and the lam is also occurring at the end of the particle, and the next letter is ra. Then we have to merge it together, and it becomes idgham. Bar rafa'ahu Allahu ilayh. Hal lakum, hal lakum. Hal is also harf, it is also particle, and the next letter is also lam, as said in the rule above. So the rule is going to be idgham. Alam aqul lakum, aqul lakum. This is also lamul harf, lamul fi'l, sorry, aqul. This is lamul fi'l followed by lam, then it has to be merged together, and the hukmu is going to be idgham. Qur rabbi, qul is also a verb, an imperative verb followed by ra, and it's going to be idgham. So the exception to the rule is in Suratul Mutaffifin, Suratul Mutaffifin, verse 14. Verse 14. It is read by Hafs with a sakt. We call it saktatun latifa. It is a very short and minute silence without taking a breath. So truly, kalla, bal is harf, and the lam is occurring at the end of the harf, and the next letter that comes after is ra. We are supposed to merge it together, but because this is read with sakta by Hafs and Asim, then the lam there is going to be ilhar. So it is read thus: kalla bal rana, kalla bal rana ala qulubihim ma kanu yaksibun. So we are going to see a very special symbol on top of the lam, a sin, a very small sin, which indicates sakta. It is a very short sakta, silence without taking a breath, and this is going to be ilhar. How this is taken to, and inshallah we proceed to the next topic in the next class. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.